So, Paul, dodging bullets. On reflection, what do you make of his comeback at Newbury, having had a bit of time to think about it?
Well, it was fairly ordinary, to be polite. But to be fair to him, the ground was heavy. He'd been off for a long time. If we hadn't had the problems we'd had, and it was the only race we could run him in as a prep for the Championship, we wouldn't have run him. It's been well documented. He had problems in November through a splint after schooling. Basically had 6 weeks doing nothing, and we rushed him quite a lot. And he's deceiving because he's such a good workhorse at home. You always actually think he's going quite well. But last year we went into the Champion Chase, having been in good form, winning the Tingle Creek and the Clarence House, and was on a roll. This year it's not so easy. So we've got it all to do. But he's coming back to himself. He loved the drying ground. I think Undersow is going to be hard to beat. If you took him out of the race, I think it's very, very open. I don't think there's nothing between Sprinter Sacre, Dodge, Special Tiara and Sada Grugi. I think if Undersow wasn't in it, it would be a really interesting race. But if Undersow performs like he did at Ascot, I think we've got it all to do.
Nicky.
Hello.
Sprinter Sacre, you were very, very bullish in your assessment of his well-being the other day. You said after he won at Cheltenham, first out this season, that you didn't think he would ever get back to being the horse that he was 2 or 3 years ago. Have you reassessed that?
No, you can't, because he will never be back to that. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't be discussing it. If he was back to that, he would be 6-4 on, and Undersow would be 2-1. When he was at his best, he was in a different league. We can't hope to be there. We are as good as we're going to get, I think.
The trouble is with a lot of Woolly's horses at the moment is if you take them on, you kill yourself doing it, and like you say, you don't want to let him have an easy lead. But if you do it yourself, you're not going to be the one finishing at the winning post either. So it is a tricky sort of catch-22 with what you do. In the Arkle last year, I rode a horse that probably wasn't good enough to win, but I thought he'll jump well, he'll keep going. I bounced out with Ruby. I was dead after a mile, and Undersow was just having a nice time. I was very impressed with Undersow the last day at Ascot. I thought he looked very relaxed, and like his first 2 runs this year and last year, I think he fell both times, and he obviously is a bit of a bull in the china shop, but he seems to get better as the season goes, and I was convinced he'd kill himself off in the Arkle last year. He bulldozed his way through one and fall over, and he didn't. So it'd be very hard to take him on. You know, if Sprinter Sacre took him on, I think it would kill off Sprinter Sacre. They're all, Special Tiara might be the one that would bounce out with him. But again, Henry de Bromhead's, very shrewd man. He's also not going to want to kill his own race off. So there's not a lot between them all. Say if you take the favourite out, but I think Sada Grugi at 14-1 after the race he ran against Sprinter at Kempton. Realistically, 14-1 is probably good each way chance.